Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The Honorable Lecturer, Mr. Dr. Kaharuddin, S.I.P. M.hum. Good afternoon, everyone. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Andi Astri Muliani. I am from Group 4. First of all, let's thank to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has given us blessing and mercy so that we can join to this virtual meeting today. Okay, today I am from Group 4 as a moderator and a speaker with my two friends, Nur Alfi Hidayati and Muh Aqil Musafar. We will discuss our material on lesson 9 in Phonetics and Phonology course. So, to advantages of this time, let's use basmala together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, before I start the discussion, I will read the question before my partner Alfi and Akil answer the question. Okay, let's start to the question of number 1. What do you understand of vowel sounds? Describe your answer by using two different sources, namely dictionary and linguistic. For Brother Muhammad Akil, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. I will answer the question for number 1. My answer is vowel sound are language sound as produced by human articulation tools. When a vowel spoken, the tongue can be raised or lowered along with the jaw. The part of the tongue that is raised or lowered can be in the front, middle, or back. According to Williamson, vowels are described as open oral as well as voice pitch sound. They are named open sound because there is no obstruction to the flow of air from the lungs as it passes up through the trachea, through the larynx, through the oral cavity, and out of the mouth. Besides, vowels are said as oral sound because they are made by flowing the air only through the mouth. Further, they are voice signs they produce with the vocal fold vibrating. That's all for me. I give back moderator.
Thanks, Akil, for the nice answer. So, for the next speaker, to Sister Nur Alfi Hidayati, time is yours.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity given to me. Based on the reference that I read, I can found that according to dictionary.com, vowel sound is a speech sound produced without occluding, diverting, or obstructing the flow of air from the lungs. And according to the Collins Dictionary, vowel sound is a speech sound that is made with no obstruction of the vocal tract. And according to Williamson, as a linguist, vowels are described as open, oral, and voice. So I can conclude that the vowel sound is a sound that is produced with the vocal cords open so that no air pressure collects. I think that's enough for me. Back to the moderator.
Thank you, Alfi, for the nice answer. So, next it's my turn. So, let me answer the question of number 1. What do you understand about vowel sounds? So, HTTP Dictionary Cambridge.com define vowel sounds is a speech sounds produced by human but the breath flow out through the mouth without being blocked by the teeth, tongue, or lips. Linguists classify waffle according to four pieces of information, either tongue height, tongue bigness, lip rounding, and tenseness. Vowels are made without an obstruction in the vocal tract, so they are quite short rows. The body of the tongue moves in the mouth to the shape its vowel, and for some vowels, the lips are rounded as well. So, in my opinion, I can conclude based on two different sources that vowel sounds are sounds that live in language, which are characteristic by the opening of the vocal cord so that air pressure doesn't gather in glottis. Vowels vary in quality, in loudness, and also in quantity. They are usually voiced and are closely involved in prosodic variation, such as tone, intonation, and stress. So let's move to the next question. So the question of number two is, according to Williamson, vowel may be described as open, oral, and voice. What does it mean? For the brother Muhammad Aqil, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator. I will answer the question for number two. And my answer is can be said to be open because there is no obstruction to the flow of air from the lungs as it passes through the trachea, larynx, oral cavity, and out of the mouth. It is said to be spoken because it is made by passing air only through the mouth, while it is said to be sound because it's produced by vibrating vocal cords. That's all for me. I give back moderator.
Thank you, Akil, for the nice answer. So the next is my turn. Let me answer the question of number two. Vowels are described as an open, oral, and voice because there is no obstruction to the flow of air from the lung channel of the mouth. Vowels are cited as a oral sounds because they are made by flowing the air only, and they are voice since they are produced with the vocal cord vibrate. So for the next speaker is Nur Alfi Hidayati. Time is yours.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. I think our answer are slightly same, but it's okay. So, what does mean of vowels may be described as open, oral, and voice? So, in my opinion, vowel sounds are named open sounds because there is no obstruction to the flow of air from the lungs as it passes up through the trachea, larynx, the oral cavity, and then out of the mouth. And vowel sounds are named oral sounds because they are made by flowing the air only through the mouth. And vowel sounds are called voice because they are produced with the vocal cords vibration. I think that's all from me. Thanks.
Thank you, Alfi, for the great opinion. So I think the question of number two is clear. So let's move in the question of number three. In your opinion, are vowel sounds and vowel letter the same? Describe your answer and give example. So let me answer the question on number three. In my opinion, vowel sounds and vowel letter are different. In phonetic, vowel letter can represent more than one sound. For example, the letter A can represent I as in the word head. International Phonetic Alphabet divide the vowel sound as many as 28 vowel sounds, and knowing the fact is then essential to learn English vowel sounds more and more in order to have natural pronunciation and grammar knowledge in language. Okay, so I think that's all for me. So let's move for the next speaker. For the Muhammad Aqil, time is yours.
Okay, thank you for moderator. I will answer the question. From what I have read, the sound of vowel and vowel is different. According to Yoshida, states that each vowel letter can represent more than one sound. For example, the letter A can represent A as in head, E as in head, A as in car, or A as in car. In addition, she is also of the opinion that each vowel sound can be represented in more than one way in spelling. The sound I can be written as in sim, as ear in seal, as I in peace, and many more. That's all for me. I give back moderator.
Thank you, Brother Muhammad Aqil, for the answer. So, and the next speaker is Sister Nur Alfi Hidayati. Time is yours.
I think I agree with your answer, all guys. It's not the same. Vowel sound and vowel letter are two different. Yes, vowel letter are A, I, U, E, and O. And a vowel letter can represent more than one sound. As I know, there are 20 of vowel sounds, 12 monophthong sounds, and 8 diphthong sounds. Monophthong sounds is a single sound, and diphthong sound is a double sound. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for the nice answer. So, let's move in the question of number 4. William Sonji, 2015, is of the opinion that the projection of vowel sounds in English, both American and British, use 5 parameters. Please explain the 5 parameters with example. Okay, for the first speaker, let's give in to the Sister Nur Alfi Hidayati. Time is yours.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity given to me. I think this is the number 4. There are 5 main parameters, namely openness of the mouth, tonsil elevation, position of tonsil elevation, lip shapes, and length of vocalization. Openness of the mouth. As we know, mouth is one of speech organs, and sound quality can be determined by extent to which the jaws are either open or closed. And the categories of the sound on basis of the openness and the closeness of the mouth. There are close, near close, close meet, meet, open meet, and open. Close vowel produce sound E as in the word B, and near close produce sound E as in the word bit, and etc. And the next is position of conch elevation. In addition to the mount, the conch also has a role in producing vowel sounds. Um, and the different conch placements will produce different sounds. You can see that in your book, guys, in your book, there is a picture that describes the relationship between the use of conch elevation and openness of the mouth in articulating vowel sounds. Mm. You can see that in the picture, high, uh, high close vowel produce sound E as the word B, and high needle close vowel produce sound E as in the word beat, and etc. And the next is lip shapes. There are two types of lip shapes, a rounded and unrounded. As a rounded vowel is made, a speaker's lips form an opening and circular mouth. Example, if you say loose or you or book. And unrounded vowels are made with the lips in the relaxed position. Relaxed position. Example, if you say ni or si, it's the relaxed position of your lips. And the last is duration of vocalization. The duration of vocalization, there is long and short. Um, Long duration, like you say goose, that's long, goose. But the short, you can say trap, trap, it's short. But it will be difficult to distinguish which one is long and which is short if you don't know the strategies of uh, or the rules that we must remember to differentiate them. There are five rules to differentiate various sound. We must say long and short. The rules number one: if there is one consonant after the vowel will be short. Example: if you say ant, pat, big, hot, and cup. And the next rules: if two consonants follow the vowel will be short. If two consonant vowel uh, follow the vowel, so the vowel will be short. Example, like you say ant, rant, mist, cost, and cross. And the next rules: if the vowel stands alone, the vowel is long. Example, me, I, hi, go. It's long. And the next rules: even a is at the end of the word and it is preceded by another vowel, the a at the end of the word is silent and the first vowel is long. Silent E makes the first vowel long. Example, name, peach, find, home. And the last rules is if two vowels are adjacent, so the second vowel is silent, making the first vowel long. Example, main, dream, light, road, and fruit. I think that's all from me. Back to the moderator.
Thank you, Alfie, for the great explanation about 5 parameters in producing a vowel sound. So, in the next speaker is Brother Muhammad Aqil. Time is yours.
Thank you for moderator. I will answer the question. And my answer is the first is openness of the mood. According to William Sonji, the quality of the vowel sound can be different from one another according to the extent to which in the jaw are either open or closed, not closed. As a complete closure will prevent the free flow of air out of the mouth. For example, as a native speaker of English says the word palm, the speaker will produce a vowel sound. Next is tongue elevation. In addition to the mouth, the tongue also play a decisive role in influencing the quality of vowel sound by altering in position in the mouth. In phonetics, the position of the tongue in the mouth can be described in the three vertical positions: I, A, high, mid, and low. Next is position of the tongue elevation. When discussing the position of the tongue elevation, it will refer to where this elevation takes place on the three horizontal positions: I, A front, central, and back. Taking vowel I again as an example, we have known that the sound is both close and high vowel. However, if we notice the position on the tongue horizontal, we will find out that the sound is articulated by position the front of the tongue in the direction of the heart palate. Next is Lipscapes. In making the sound of English vowel, native English speakers usually use two types of lips shape, i.e. rounded and unrounded. To see and to feel the difference between them, we can say the word lost which make vowel sound and alternate it by saying the word ni which produce vowel sound. The last is length of the vocalization. The last important parameter of vowel sound production is length of vocalization, which means that native English speakers relatively produce longer and softer vowel sound due to the interval of time when producing the vowel sound. These types of vowel sound are cat, slow, and sharp. That's all for me. I give back for moderator.
Thank you, Brother Muhammad Akil, for the nice answer about 5 parameters in production of vowel sounds. Now is my turn. According to William Sonji 2015, the 5 parameters to production of vowel sound in the English is first, openness of the mouth. The mouth is one of the speech organs that has the main function of changing vocal quality. The extent to which function of changing vocal quality the jaw is open and closed will determine the quality of the sounds produced. For example, when the native speaker say the word palm, he will make a vowel sound A that the speaker's jaw is wide apart, and this is called openness to move. Okay, for the second rule is tone elevation. The second organs that function in projection sounds after the move is tone. According to Williamson 2015, the tone has been determined by the frequency of vocal sounds by changing the tone elevation. The position of the tone can be described phonetically into three forms of vertical position, namely high, medium, and low. And the third rule is position of tone elevation. In these rules, we will discuss the vertical position of the tone. It will refer to the three main positions, namely front, middle, and back. For example, using the vocal A in the word palm, we can feel that this time the sound is produced by raising the back of the tone in the direction of the soft palate. It is called a back vowel sounds, and the fourth is lips shape. Native speaker in making English vocal sounds use two types of lip shapes, namely rounded and unrounded. When the lips of the native speaker form an open and circular mouth, they will produce a rounded vowel. In most languages, front vowel tend to be unrounded and back vowel to rounded. And the last rule is duration of vocalization. The last important thing of vocal sounds projection is vocalization length. Native speaker in the time interval when producing a relative vowel use two types of sounds, namely long vowel and short vowel. For example, if there is one consonant after the vowel will be short. For example, big, big, hot, another. And for another example is that we can see is when a native English speaker pronounces the word choose, the speaker will make a sound U with relatively longer hair than when the speaker pronounces the word bed, which is produce sounds A and is relative short. That's all for me. So let's move and the last question of this discussion today. The question of number 5. What do you know of this chart? Mention the name and describe its function. Okay, for the first speaker, let's send to the brother Muh Aqil Musafar. Time is yours.
Thank you for the opportunity. I will answer the question. My answer is that the top line of the figure above along the IU axis is longer than the bottom axis because there is more space toward the roof of the mouth than the floor. The left edge represents front vowel, the middle set represents central vowel, and the right edge represents back vowels. Finally, the vowel quadrilateral is typical divided into six areas by a sloping central axis that cuts through the close the mid, and open axis. As we will see, this division provides a useful means of describing vowels. That's all for me. I give back moderator.
Thank you, Akil, for the nice answer. Okay, for the next speaker, let's begin to the Sister Nur Alfi Hidayati. Time is yours.
Okay, I think the explanation for that picture has been explained by Muhammad Akil, but That's picture you can see in your book, guys. That picture is the overall vowel sound in English, and that's picture present the overall simple vowel sounds that used in American and British English. And this picture shows two vowels that written in black color and uh, written with red color. You can see that the sound that written with black color, it's for American English, and the sound that's written with red color, it's for British English. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Alfie, for the nice answer. So next, it's my turn. Let me answer the last question of the discussion today. So, okay, adapted from Williamson, 2015. There are four types of frog vowels. First, high. High front around the vowel. It's made at the front of the mouth and is produced with around the lips. This vowel belongs to one vowel, which is phonetically written E, as it is produced in the word bit. And second is mic high from aranda. This waffle is produced in three ways, namely it is uttered with the tone lower slightly and made at fairly close to the front, and the last is also made with around the lips. In phonetically written E, this sound can be found in the word sin, gin, and bin. Okay, and the last is my love from Aranda. This sound is articulate with three conditions, namely it's met with mid loud tone elevation, the fourth part of the tone, and also used in around the lips. This waffle is also a short waffle, which is phonetically written A. This waffle sound is uttered in the words like "deaf", "mine", and "made". So from the chart, we will conclude that there's three types of front waffle. There is a high front around the waffle, and the next is my high front around and the last is my low front and around. Okay, so we will have been answer all of the questions and the discussion today based on the lessons 9 in phonetic and phonological course. So thank you guys for all of the participation in discussion today, for your great answer and great opinion about this question. So okay, I have our discussion from group 4 bring benefit for all the participation and especially of our group. So I just want to say I'm so sorry if there is any mistake during the discussion. Thank you guys for your attention. And the last, I will say Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.